Something's definitely in the air in Los Angeles. And it's not just the hype for the new season. Three moves are shaking things up behind the scenes at Chargers HQ, and one of them could completely flip our Super Bowl chase. An unexpected name is picking up steam. A young gun might be ready to break out, and a recent signing is looking like the biggest steal of free agency. It's all tension, strategy, and raw emotion right now. Is Harbaugh's plan about to hit full throttle? You're not ready for what we've got today. Let's get into it. When the Chargers announced Najee Harris as their RB1 for 2025, plenty of fans breathed a sigh of relief. 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons under his belt, solid resume, big name, but is he the final answer or just a bridge? That's where it gets interesting. Harris showed up with serious respect, but it's a one-year deal. 1 year. Which means if he doesn't mesh with Harbaugh's system, or worse, gets banged up again like he did in Pittsburgh, the Chargers could be staring at another offseason with no reliable RB1 for 2026. That's why ESPN analyst Matt Miller dropped a bombshell prediction. He thinks the Chargers could go RB in the first round of the 2025 draft and target Omarion Hampton. Yeah, another running back. But this one's different. Hampton wrapped up 2024 with the third most rushing yards in all of college football, 1,060 on the ground, 373 more receiving. This dude doesn't just run, he catches with consistency. He's a modern-day workhorse. Power, speed, versatility. A true three-down back. And here's the wild part. Hampton racked up 40 touchdowns in the last 3 years. 40. He's not as shifty as McCaffrey, but he makes up for it with burst, vision, and an ability to wear defenses down when it matters most. Exactly the kind of grinder Harbaugh loves. Picture this. Hampton gets worked into the offense slowly in 2025, splits reps with Najee, learns the playbook, gets comfortable. Then in 2026, boom, he's the guy. Young, cheap, dominant. And that opens up cap space to beef up other areas. Not to mention just having a guy like Hampton waiting in the wings puts pressure on Harris to deliver from day one. Defenses start to sweat, coaches start scheming. It's a psychological win before the ball is even snapped. Fans are already split. Some think it's crazy to use a first-round pick on a running back, but others, and I'm in this camp, see Hampton as a golden opportunity to reshape the offense around a generational talent. And believe it or not, that wasn't even the wildest news of the day, because there's a name buzzing in the background and nobody saw it coming. While the spotlight's on Harris and the draft board, one guy's been grinding in silence, earning respect in the building, and turning heads in a big way. Kimani Vidal, 6th-rounder, quiet pick. Came out of Troy, not exactly a powerhouse. But if you watched preseason last year, especially the game against the Rams, Vidal runs angry. He runs like he's got something to prove. And when the O-line broke down, he still made plays. The dude sees the field like a vet. Remember week 6 against the Broncos? Short pass, he turns the corner, flies down the sideline, touchdown. 38 yards. It was the Chargers' only receiving TD in that game, and he did it with barely any touches. Imagine what happens when he gets real volume. He finished the season with 155 rushing yards, 62 receiving, 1 receiving touchdown. Small numbers? Sure. But it's how he got them. That 19-yard run in Week 16, he straight up bulldozed a linebacker, cut left, and exploded to the 35-yard line. The crowd felt it. The sideline lit up. People noticed. Now, Gus Edwards is gone. J.K. Dobbins probably won't be back. Haskins had flashes, sure, but nobody on this roster has Vidal's mix of burst, vision, and smooth cuts. And the best part? He's healthy, hungry, and training like his life depends on it. Even GM Joe Ortiz said it. He's got vision, strength, and the ability to stay upright after contact. That's big coming from the top, and let's not forget, Harbaugh lives for underdog stories. He loves shaping raw talent. Vidal is exactly that, a diamond waiting for the right moment. Some insiders believe he could be RB2 by midseason. Others think if Harris stumbles, Vidal could take over the backfield altogether. That's not hype, that's real. So let me ask you, would you trust this guy on a 3rd and short in January? Because based on what we've seen so far, he might just be the unexpected hero no one saw coming. And while we're still processing all that, here's the twist. Because if there's one move that flew under the radar but could be the hidden key to locking down the Chargers O-line, it's the low-key genius signing of Andre James. You probably saw the headline and shrugged. Just another vet, right? Not even close. This could be one of the biggest bargains in the NFL this year. James, formerly of the Raiders, signed for just $1. $17 million. That's veteran minimum money. And at that price, he might start, for real. Yeah, 2024 wasn't his best year, but the dude's got 54 career starts. He's seen everything the AFC can throw at a center. He's battle-tested. And now at 28, he's stepping into that sweet spot where experience meets physical prime, under a coach who knows how to maximize guys like him. Harbaugh doesn't need James to be a superstar. He just needs a steady hand. Someone who protects the pocket, doesn't blow assignments, and keeps the offense moving. And if he doesn't pan out, no sweat, there's no pressure at that salary. It's all upside. But here's where it gets real interesting, because with James and Mekhi Becton both signed for under $8, $5 million combined, the Chargers avoided getting boxed into drafting a lineman early. That gives them full freedom to grab the best player available. Maybe an edge rusher, maybe a lockdown corner, maybe even a big play receiver. Total flexibility, and the domino effect keeps rolling. James is going head-to-head with Bradley Bozeman for the starting spot. Bozeman's got a cap hit over $5 million. If James wins that battle, Bozeman could be cut loose in 2026, freeing up another $3 million. This battle's already started, even without a single practice rep. And for cap-savvy fans, this is a dream scenario. We're talking close to $30 million in space. Rare air for a team with legit playoff goals. That means more pieces could be coming. Maybe even another big name after the draft. So yeah, don't sleep on this move. It's the kind of quiet win that separates good teams from great ones. And now, with the O-line fortified and room to maneuver, the question becomes, what's next? If today proved anything, it's this. The Chargers are playing chess while everyone else is still playing tic-tac-toe. A bold draft plan. A breakout threat hiding in plain sight. A low-cost veteran who might hold the key. But here's the question. Do you believe in this plan? Is Harbaugh cooking up something big? Or are we rolling the dice too hard? Drop your take in the comments. And if you're loving this inside, look at Bolts Nation, hit that subscribe, we're just getting started. Oh man, almost forgot the big one. The draft's right around the corner, the clock's ticking, and the Chargers are sitting in that spot on the board that gives every fan the jitters. The 22nd overall pick. It's not high, not low, it's that sweet spot where anything can happen. And get this, ESPN is buzzing, and I mean really buzzing. There's talk of a move that could reignite an old college connection that used to wreck defenses. Yep, I'm talking about Colston Loveland. That Colston Loveland, the 6'6" monster who torched defenses at Michigan, alongside none other than Jim Harbaugh. Now picture this. Both of them reunited in L.A., rocking the blue and gold. That's exactly what Mike Tannenbaum, former NFL GM and current ESPN insider, is throwing on the table. He didn't just mention Loveland as a possibility, he straight up said it was an easy name to type when mocking the Chargers. But this ain't just a college reunion story. This would be a calculated, strategic, explosive pick. Loveland's the kind of guy who makes an impact on day one. In 2024, he had 56 catches for 582 yards, and we're talking about a tight end with ridiculous size, crisp roots, and reliable hands. The only knock? Run blocking. But even Tannenbaum said with this kid's work ethic, that'll come fast. Now I hear you. Didn't we just sign Tyler Conklin and Will Dissly? Do we really need another tight end? Totally fair, but think about it. A guy like Loveland, who already knows Harbaugh's system, who gets the mentality, who's played in high-pressure situations, he's not coming in to warm the bench. He's coming in to take that starting role, to be the safety valve for our QB. And speaking of QBs, Justin Herbert deserves more. He needs guys he can count on, not just big names, dependable playmakers. And with Ladd McConkey already showing signs of being a serious threat, adding Loveland would be like dropping a new turbocharger into a V8 engine. You're about to see something special. But hold up. Because another name just rose from the ashes and might flip the entire draft script. Mike Williams. That's right, Tannenbaum floated the idea. Mike Williams is an X factor, he said. And he's not wrong. 2024 was rough, no doubt. Still bouncing back from that injury. But let's not forget the resume. 309 catches, 4,806 yards, 31 touchdowns. And 18 of those scores came from Herbert. That's chemistry. That's trust. That's history. So now the question is, if Williams is really on the way back, does the front office even need to chase another wideout in the first round? Or do we go all in on a tight end and roll into the season with a trio like McConkey, Loveland, and a fully healthy number 81? Because if Mike Williams truly bounces back, that changes everything. The urgency to grab a WR drops. The chance to draft someone who can contribute right now skyrockets. And if Loveland's sitting there at 22, like 7 out of the last 13 mock drafts suggest, it feels almost too perfect to pass up. Just picture it. Herbert with McConkey stretching the field, Williams pulling coverage wide, and Loveland owning the middle. That's a nightmare for any defensive coordinator. That's the kind of arsenal that turns boring drives into game-winning ones. And let's be real. With Harbaugh calling the shots, this team isn't messing around. He knows Loveland better than anyone. He knows how to unlock his full potential. And you really think he's going to pass up the chance to bring that magic back, this time in SoCal? But hey, what if Loveland's off the board? Tannenbaum's got a backup plan and another pass catcher. Either way, it's going to depend on how the board falls. The draft's like chess. Every move counts. And Harbaugh? That dude's thinking 3 moves ahead. So now I got to ask you, what would you do? If Loveland's there at 22, are you pulling the trigger or do you go defense? Maybe grab an offensive tackle or still go WR if you're not sold on Williams. Remember, this 2025 draft could be the turning point, the moment we close one chapter and start a brand new one. And it all begins with that pick, where every second on the clock matters. At the end of the day, this isn't just info. This is your invite to jump into the conversation, to debate, to agree, to disagree, but never to sit on the sidelines. Because Chargers fans, we don't just watch football with our eyes, we watch it with our hearts. Catch you soon, Bolts fam. Let's ride.